go.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Stayed up the whole night through. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Am I muted? Oh, no, I'm not. Hi, everybody.
Great. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Mwah. Lovely to see you here. So we're just going to start. With a little bit of music. We have Sergei's music from the Almin website, and it's the Remembering the original song at the core of your being. I'm going to go into a beautiful, quiet space. So we're going to call upon the presence of Almin and just imagine her or visualize her coming into our presence, feeling her with us for just a moment. We pray this morning that we may this day release fear of our vastness and the fear that we are not enough. May we remember that in dwelling within inner space, that we are the cause and effect, that we may come into our full power as gods and goddesses on earth, and in doing so, think only the most beautiful thoughts and marvel and wonder at our manifestations of heaven on earth. That we may today turn our back on the illusory past and place our focused intent firmly in the present moment, the place of endless beginnings, the place of mystery, of the unknown, the place of miracles. With deep love, praise, and gratitude to Almin, to ourselves, and to each other. Amen. So I don't know if any of you heard, but just last night Rahir created 3 posts on the original ones, and in it he one of the first posts was that the tide is turning. So this is really good news. I had felt something a couple of nights ago. I know a few people had felt that there was some sort of shift or change, And so hopefully today will help to kind of facilitate that change even more. I'm saying good morning. Good morning. Okay, so just going to turn this down a little bit. Okay. So we're going to go into the light explosions, as we do at the beginning of every session, every gathering that we have. And this time I'm going to focus on what the qualities are of each of the colors, and as I read them, I'll read what the insight or the quality is, and then we can create the first light explosion, the red, followed by the magenta, and so on. Okay, so okay. So the red light shields against the hostility of others, the quality of unconditional living, releasing expectations, releasing those cherished cords that bind to others. So the red light is unconditional living. We're going to envision the red light exploding. Magenta light. The quality that generates the magenta light is wholesomeness. Wholesomeness is not a return to old-fashioned ways of living. It is a restoration of authentic expression and wholesome living by taking time to do things ourselves. Taking time to do things by hand that you would delegate or do with a machine. Taking time to appreciate the little things which slows life down. Live authentically and in a self-sovereign way. Love of labor is not something that happens accidentally. You have to cultivate it. It requires discipline. These are Almin's words. So the magenta light, we're going to envision the magenta light next. And the quality is wholesomeness. Amethyst purple light has as its quality refined communication. Refined communication means that you not only silence your mind when someone is speaking to you, so that you can hear in between the gaps of the words what they are trying to say. You can hear behind the appearances what they generally mean. This is a form of refined communication, which is the quality of the amethyst purple light. So we're going to envision the purple light, the amethyst purple light. Golden yellow light removes demonic presences and interference from demonic sources. The quality to live is self-confident authenticity. Self-confident because you trust that which is conveyed from within. We have said the voice of the infinite speaks to us through inspiration. When we act on that inspiration, it is born of authenticity, and it is in harmony with infinite intent. So the quality again of the golden yellow light, self-confident authenticity. And we're going to envision that color now. Turquoise light counteracts black magic and removes any kind of spell that has been placed on a household or a person. Love of labor is the quality of the turquoise light. Remove the biggest controlling factor of all by turning it into an ally. The broadest definition of black magic is that which controls another, an outcome, life around us. Whatever it is we are trying to control or that is being controlled. Love what you do. It turns it into a blessing rather than a curse to spend so much time of your waking moments working. If what you are doing does not inspire you and stir your heart, plan an exit strategy and find something that does. So the turquoise light again, the quality to live is love of labor. And we're going to visualize the turquoise light. Emerald green light shields against invasive frequencies and programs that tell us how to feel, that manipulate emotions. It awakens with the quality of know yourself by being the observer and the observed. This is called by Toltecs stalking yourself, knowing where your actions originate from. Is it programming? Is it fear of the new? Are you falling backwards? Make sure that everything you do is from your highest truth and courage. So the quality to live is know yourself by being the observer and the observed. So the emerald green light. Sky blue light. The quality to be lived is receptivity through beingness. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. Have confidence in the refined communication of your inspiration, of your authenticity, and be confident in expressing what you're guided to do through these methods. And then quiet your mind. So the quality again of the sky blue light, receptivity through beingness. Violet light. The quality to live is courageous eternal traveler. You are an eternal traveler. Gods and goddesses on earth are eternal. There was no beginning that can be registered anywhere, and there is no end. When your reality is formed from or is in your inner space, it will take place as a shift in a second, but it will be more harmonious with who you are. It will be determined by who you are. This is why we are being severely tested for our integrity, for our willingness to surrender. These things that we have intellectually known, we are being tested to live. Because going into the infinite inner space, you become co-creators of your life, because your life is lived in your own inner space, in harmony with who you are. No longer the extreme conflict of having the world so at variance with who you are. So again, the violet light, the quality to live is courageous, eternal traveler. Amber light. Protect against particulates in the air. The amber light's quality that must be lived is recognizing the value of the objectionable. There is such value in understanding what is not for you, what it is that you do not wish to express. It's these objections that shape you and mold your life into its individuality. Realize the value of these things that you reject, that which you find objectionable. The amber light again, recognizing the value of the objectionable. Amber. Apple green. Apple green light protects against viruses. It is a very concerning issue for humanity. The required application is living in the holy sanctuary. Your holy sanctuary requires balance in doingness and beingness. It requires that you are at peace as you labor. And as you are at rest, you allow yourself to do the inner work, but it is the inner accessing of guidance. Apple green light, living in the holy sanctuary. Aquamarine light. When you have established this holy sanctuary, you have to live a very pure life of integrity to be in that holy sanctuary at all times. Walk in reverence for all life forms. Know that whether it is transient or not, it is a temporary reflection or expression of yourself. You are the most holy spot on earth. The quality that you need for that is to cultivate self-sovereignty in all aspects of your life. Beloved ones, we falter when we think that we need to be supplied from the external. Your being is your sustenance. You are self-sovereign in all ways. So the aquamarine light, self-sovereignty in all aspects of your life. Peach light. The reason that the last three lights are pastel is because they are suffused by this delicate but strong white light. So whatever color they are, it goes pastel because it is mixed with the white light. The required application for the peach light is, with discipline, rein in the horses of your mind. School your vision to search for the praiseworthy rather than the obvious flaws of humanity, for you become what you focus on. And so again, the peach light, with discipline, rein in the horses of your mind. And then we invoke the pearlescent white light, which acts as a shield for all the other colored lights. We are completely impervious to all hostile and invasive intent. Thanks, everybody. So I'm going to pass you over to Jane now.
Thank you, Joanne. That was wonderful. Okay, good morning, everyone. So we are going to do our Satma breaths today, and we're going to do level 2 together. So just to remind us all, level 2 activates the self-regeneration of resources, where we, remember my being is my sustenance. And we activate rest within activity for the body. So there's 7 breaths. The first 6 create integrated harmony of body and soul, and the 7th breath creates harmonious interaction of body, soul, and spirit. And so we have breaths 1 to 4 are upright. So you're sitting with your back straight and your legs crossed, so you can remain in that position. And then 5, 6, and 7, we are going to be their supine positions. Yeah, we're going to be lying down. We have hand mudras. We have envisioning the breaths as colors. And for the breaths 1 to 3, the eyes follow the colors. No, the eyes follow the breath. Maybe they follow the colors actually as well. we're going to be throughout, breathe in through your nose and blow or breathe out through your mouth. Breaths 1 to 6 actually take place within the body. So you're envisioning the breath within the body, and the 7th breath circles outside the body. Okay. Okay. So there are 12 breaths then in each, except for breath 6, which has the 24, and that's the figure 8. Okay. So if everyone is ready, I hope everyone has, the materials now for Arasatma, that maybe you purchased the book, because there's a lot of wonderful information in the book, that you can draw on as well. So, if you like the Arasatma breaths, it would be great to have that. Okay, so Joanne, if you'd like to start the music. Actually, while I was practicing this week, I really found the music to be, it seemed to have some kind of new quality, a kind of stabilizing quality that I hadn't maybe totally connected with before. And it was like I was going to be doing the breaths, but actually the music was so amazing that I was actually just sitting with the music for ages, not actually doing any specific posture. Anyway, this morning we are going to do the postures, or I am, and you have a choice of what you do. Okay. So Joanne, we can start now with the music. So we have breath 1 is Atma Seba Uhut, the breath of the lion's gate. Okay. So it's the tips of the middle finger and the thumbs together, resting on your knees, on your thighs, and we're focused in the head. Okay. So the breath starts at the atlas joint, and breathe in, it moves upwards into the lahoon, and then becomes the out breath down inside the head back to the atlas. So for 12, a count of 12. Each breath can be 5, count of 5 long. Okay. The eyes follow the breath up and back down. And the breath itself is an intense violet color. Okay, so we can start now. I acknowledge that my reality is a fluid expression of infinite intent. The seeming static nature of matter is due to the limited capacities of the senses. Okay, so now we can move on to the second breath. Atma Avi Uhet Nanastu, the breath of the winged ones. Now with this one, you interlock your fingers and you have your palms facing upwards and you just place them at the diaphragm. This time we're going to be focused in the chest, moving the rib cage from left to right. Keep your head and your torso as still as you can, okay? So we're just going to start with an in-breath and then move your rib cage to the left. Okay, as you breathe out, then move to the right, where you will take an in-breath. And so it goes back and forth like that. Inhaling deeply. The breath into the left lung will be turquoise, and the breath into the right lung will be emerald green. So you move your eyes to the left as you fill the left lung, and then move your eyes to the right as you're exhaling. Okay? So the eyes follow the breath. Okay, so let's go. In sleep, I have wakefulness. When awake, I am resting. Through surrendered trust, I am in passive receptivity during proactivity. In sleep, I have wakefulness. When awake, I am resting. Through surrendered trust, I am in passive receptivity during proactivity. Okay, so 12 breaths, starting to the left. Now to the third breath. Krihet Atma Unanis Tuvi, the breath of heaven and earth. I release all that I hold on to and cut any cords of control. This time you're interlocking your fingers again with the palms up and placing it just above the pubic bone. The breath is going to circle just inside the belly. The starting point is just above the pubic bone, and it will circle up the right, across the top of the belly, and down the left. The breath starts as a yellow current of air, bright yellow on the inhale, and becoming a clear amber as you exhale. The eyes match the rotation of the breath, okay? And we start by looking down. I release all that I hold on to and cut any cords of control. Okay, so 12 breaths. Now for the fourth breath, Atma Utu Pranavesvi Uhut, the breath of the little horn. I am the sovereign creator of my own reality. The ability to affect the quality of my journey begins with accepting full responsibility for the way in which infinite intent expresses through me. Now this time, our hands are going to circle the navel. So you just rest them on your abdomen, around the navel, and then move your fingers 5 inches apart out to the side. The eyes are looking forward now in this one. So we draw the breath in from the top of the head as brilliant white. Then it comes down the chronic tube, down where at the belly button it is vivid electric blue. And then you forcefully expel the breath down from the navel and out the base of the spine as intense blue. So brilliant white, vivid electric blue, and then forcefully expel the breath out the base of the spine as intense blue. Okay. So the breath of the little horn. I am the sovereign creator of my own reality. The ability to affect the quality of my journey begins with accepting full responsibility for the way in which infinite intent expresses through me. Okay, so 12 breaths. Now, so you can now get into supine position. So lying down for the remainder of the breaths. Breath 5, the breath of the fire walk. Selva nechtasu atma karanu. There is neither success nor failure upon the innocent journey of self-discovery. In the freedom of this knowledge, I explore life's revelations. So we're dealing with the lower circuit of the body, or the circuit of the lower body, bringing the breath up from below the left foot, up through the left leg, across the lower abdomen, and down the right leg. The breath is moving from orange as it comes up the left, and then changing seamlessly there to red as it goes down the right leg. There are no gaps between the breaths in this sequence. So you just smoothly transition between the in and the out breath. And in this one, then there's tapping. So as you pull the breath up the left leg, you are tapping with your right hand on the side of your left hand, as you can see here, okay? And then you just change over as the breath moves down the right leg. Okay, so I'll just read the meditation piece again. There is neither success nor failure upon the innocent journey of self-discovery. In the freedom of this knowledge, I explore life's revelations. So now remain lying down now for the next breath, breath 6. Breath of the divine marriage. Humility is not based on comparison, as one thing being less than another, but by acknowledging the unknowableness of existence. So true humility is the foundation of mastery. So acknowledging the unknowableness of existence. Now, this time, so we're doing the figure 8. So your hands are lying loosely by your side with the thumb and the middle fingers together, palms facing up. There are no gaps in the breath sequence. So it starts, well, the first thing to do is to activate the navel. And so the navel is a bright golden yellow color. Okay, so you can see the golden yellow pulsating at your navel. So that's the center point. Then pull the breath up from below the left foot, up through the left leg. Then it goes behind the navel, up the right side, so within the body, okay? Out through the crown into the lahoon and back down through the navel and down the right leg. So it forms a figure 8, no gaps between the in-breath or the out-breath. We have 12 sets of 2 breaths, so there are 24 breaths in total per sequence. Breathe in up the left leg, breathe out as it goes behind the navel and up to the lahoon. Breathe in at the lahoon and then breathe out from the navel down the right leg. And the colors are orange as you breathe in on the left at the left leg, changing to emerald green on the right upper body into the lahoon, changing to turquoise, and then magenta for the right leg. Okay. So I'll just read it again now. So it's the breath of the divine marriage. Humility is not based on comparison, one thing being less than another, but by acknowledging the unknowableness of existence. So this true humility is the hallmark or foundation of mastery. Now, remain lying down now for the last breath, the breath of the fountain of life. I have become the fountain of life. Every creature in my environment flourishes as I express the fullness of my being. So this time you're lying on your back, and the hand position or mudra, you bring the fingertips of the left hand to touch the fingertips of the right hand. And then you rest your hands lightly over the heart area. So either the fingers can be facing upwards, vertically from your heart area, or upwards towards your chin, whichever feels more comfortable for you. Now for the breath itself, you're going to inhale deeply on the in-breath, and there's no gap at the top where you're going to sigh out the breath, okay? Now you're drawing the breath in from beneath your feet, up the pranic tube, and then sighing it out at the top. The in-breath immediately transitions to the out-breath. So there's no gap, like I said, and it will form a full 360 arc outside and around the body. So this arc will be a full tube torus arc, rolling outwards in trillions of golden yellow fibers, reaching all the way into the ground, where you can take a break and as you begin the in-breath. Okay. Sorry, I'm sounding a little bit. Let's hope that's clear now. Okay, so the colors for the breath, it starts off at the beneath your feet as a vivid blue. And then at the navel, it becomes a white, bright, luminous white. And then as you exhale, it will become a bright, golden yellow tube toral fountain. Okay, okay, I think we got that. So we've got the hand position, and we're just using the pranic tube then. Vivid blue, luminous white, and bright golden yellow. So 12 breaths, okay, 12 repetitions. And just at the end, we will just remain in stillness for a moment. So it's the breath of the fountain of life. I have become the fountain of life. Every creature in my reality or in my environment flourishes as I express the fullness of my being. Thank you, everyone. So you can just slowly um, complete your session and just come back to a sitting position. Thank you very much for that. Right, Joanne, I will hand it back to you now.
Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're
Lovely.
welcome.
Actually, very, very peaceful. Thank you so much for that. We're going to take a 10-minute break. Here in Ireland, it is now 6 minutes past 7. I think if you're in the east coast of America, I think it might be 6 minutes past 11 in the evening. I don't know. Wherever you are, it's 10 minutes from now. And when we come back, Vanessa is going to lead the Aravespi Straunat Hospital. So just in preparation, you'll need all of the wheels. There's the 144 wheels that you place beneath your feet, bottom of your feet. Or if you're sitting down, which I will be, just literally below you. Okay. So 10-minute break, have a nice cup of tea, and we'll start promptly in 10 minutes. Thank you, everybody.
Actually, sorry, Joanne, I just want to say one thing, which in fact I forgot to mention at the beginning, and I might forget again, so I'm just going to say it now. It's I had asked Almeen before, which of the fragrance alchemy oils would be best suited, or if there was one that would be best suited to the Arasatma breaths. So I hadn't got any answer for a long time. And then I actually got an answer yesterday. So the oil, I'm afraid I forgot to mention it now at the beginning, but for your next experience with Arasatma, so it is the Power of the One oil is the one that Almin has recommended to use now with Arasatma. So just for everyone to know that. Okay,
If you
just
have
wanted
it,
to
actually,
share
you
that.
could even put it on now.
You could
You'll still have it
absolutely,
within you.
yeah, you could totally put it on now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely.
All
Jane,
right.
thanks a mil.
Okay.
You're
Yeah.
brilliant. Thank you. See you in 10 minutes, everyone. everybody, welcome back. So Vanessa is going to take over now, and if you remember last time we did the first half of the Arvespi Strautnat, so we'll be starting with number 73. So I'm just going to hand you over to Vanessa now.
Hi, everybody. I am so very grateful to be here with this group. It is a holy and sacred blessing on this earth and a blessing in my life also. So we are going to do the Arvespi Straunat today. And so I would like you to get yourselves comfortable, which you probably already are, and a nice blanket, and just get yourself nice and relaxed and allow yourself to go into receptivity and to allow yourself to receive these holy and sacred healing blessing frequencies of the Arvespi Straunat. Okay. I'm going to start with a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just feel your body relax. And then after this, few of them, start to see our heart center open beyond the speed of light, where we begin to see our beloved planet Earth. And just hold the Earth in a loving embrace. And now we start to see the Moon and Mars and all of the entire solar system within our heart center as we expand and expand and allow these holy and sacred healing frequencies to receive them. And as our fields merge as one, knowing that there is only one being in existence, I ask that this holy and sacred healing bless all of our lives, all of those present, and all of the original ones, and all of humanity, and our beloved planet Earth, in whatever way the infinite decides it should be. So I now call forth Almin. And now we're going to start the Balvaspata. Ba'ut Bapata for the opening of the mind. I call forth the angel god Rusatvi Urubak to place your sigil within our being. Gruvek Pa Ururek for the opening of the heart. I call forth the angel god Irun Umobak to place your sigil within our being. Televisbava for receptivity of the body. I call forth the angel god through Ariuklava to place your sigil within our being. Urkvata nan us, neither expansion nor contraction can exist. There is just inseparable oneness of life, experiencing without perspective, the unfolding of its being. I call forth the angel god, Parasut, and I instruct you to activate your sacred and place your sigil within our being. I'm reading now what it says for the wheel, for dissolving the illusion of perspective. Arsanak, Estat Tavi, purging of the life force center. Elsenat Brubere Savar. We love others' personalities created from the illusions of life, instead of experiencing the divine compassion of the formlessness of our beings in an endless embrace. I call forth the angel god, Eles Vit, to place your sigil within our being, and the sacred wheel for replacing the illusion of personal love with divine compassion of our oneness. Freedom from creational codes of mediocrity. Erek Nasvi Ururas. There can be no abandonment. The real eternal part of us is at all times participating in full knowingness throughout our lives. I call forth the angel god Maktu to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of abandonment. The joining and elimination of the tools of spirit's desire to control. Blessed we see Harut. We can never be lost within the vastness of life. What we are encountering is ourselves. I call forth the angel god, Nanasur, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for ease in encountering the vastness of ourselves. Isarat ektu minavis uvespi ustu arat. None shall hide in the wrinkle in the fabric of space and time. Cleanse now the fabric of life and death, for it shall be no more. Manasit itres savanut. All are engaged in a grand adventure of epic proportions. The discovery of self on the edge of newness. I call forth the angel god, Avrebit, to place your sigil within our being. And now the sacred wheel for the discovery of self on the edge of newness. Sweep now space, for sacred it is, the benevolent playground of the holy ones. I'll read it again. Sweep now space, for sacred it is, the benevolent playground of the Holy One. Irikpa Alehuspi. Let deep self-reverence fill our being as we accept the holy origins of ourselves as part of the one life of incorruptibility. I call forth the angel god, Pitrivit, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for knowing our holy origins as we live in the world. Elstrabruk Rehavespi. Unravel now the fabric of time without emotion. See the end of the thread. Nastar, LSV. Effortless knowing does not need to pacify reason by proving itself. I call forth the angel god Havresit to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for trusting our effortless knowing at all times. I call forth, so this is just the wheel. There's so much reading in this as well. So drain now the memories that flow in the river of life, for man has made it thus. Avresuvavi Mikler. I call, there is no such thing as reciprocity. The benefit is in the giving, for all giving is to self. I call upon the angel god, LSV, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel, for knowing giving to be the flow of life within itself. Neneshu Vibrekvi. When the addictions of expanded awareness and ego identification are removed, the graceful unfolding of life without the need to know remains. I call forth the angel god, Plesava, to place your sigil within our being, and the sacred wheel for dissolving the addictions of ego identification and expanded awareness. Raksanut Pilshpa. The body's false claim to be the self is fed by the bodily demands for attention. The unreal nature of the body makes it impervious to outside influences. I call upon the angel god Kevenik, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the bodily demands for attention, the harmonizing of soul and body by restoring their geometry. Erklatur Saveshvi. The belief that only one form can occupy one space at a time is unreal. Since form is an illusion, man should be able to walk through walls. I call upon the angel god, Asat Venus, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for knowing the fluidity of form to be able to occupy all spaces at once. Obsolete timing mechanisms revealed and dissolved. Alster Arespi. Bodily depletion is an illusion that will vanish when we see ourselves as living from the place of no time, where life is always renewed. I call upon the angel god Luthermit, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of fatigue. Astut miseter. Both mind and emotions entrap us in the dream. Emotions are based on desire, which cannot exist when we are all things. I call forth the angel god, Kavaneshvi, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of mind and emotion. Removing all devices and programs that scramble communications between the masculine and feminine. These are very powerful. Nesharut Ale. We are not shaped from past experiences, for time does not exist. We are as new as the moment, yet ageless, without beginning. I call forth the angel god, Usfaret, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for the disillusionment of the misperception that the past shapes the way we are. The alchemical equation of the life force center and the assemblage point. Vaksal Paresvi. The unreal cannot affect the real, which is incorruptible. Nothing in the environment need be protected against. I call forth the angel god, Manahus, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for the full knowledge that you cannot be affected by the unreal. Stomach's restoration as an interpretation device. Avanek Atar. It is impossible to have certainty in the absence of predictability. I call forth the angel god, Aruvet, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for the dissolving of the illusion that we can have certainty, eliminating mirrors by eliminating creation through reflection. Lukret ba Harus. Fear of relinquishing the body is fear of freedom, like a captive is afraid of the unknown outside his cell. I call forth the angel god, help I call forth the angel god, help Las Savi, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving any fear of relinquishing the body, the removal of programs of behavior and emotion. Ravanek Elkva, mind and emotions create mediocre drama. The one life lives the greatest adventure of all. I call forth the angel god Nek Tabi to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for eliminating all mind and emotion caused drama, embracing eternal fulfillment. Usak Avesvi, the perfection of life is untarnishable. There is nothing but self-regulating wholeness. The eons of seeming illusion are nothing but the oyster that opens to reveal the pearl. I call forth the angel god, Halstar, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for understanding that the perfection of life is untaintable. Fluidred avenues, by acknowledging the reality we live in to be unreal, the exit from the matrix can be accomplished. Life can be miraculous when orchestrated from the timeless reality of the one life. Look for the angel god Elikvar to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for knowing the reality we live in to be unreal. Darshanik Isater, autonomy comes not from wanting freedom of choice. We have only one life and we are part of its expression. Autonomy is living in oneness. I call forth the angel god Sithru Ser to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for the autonomy of living in oneness. I will read what it says on the wheel. Karkanisha tu ubikt, Glisarat, Visava unis, Livaba, Sitanur. Nuxaver Asat, because there is no failure, there is no success, just the spontaneous, exuberant unfolding of the one life. Call upon the angel god, Hivalaves, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of failure and success. Luke Faret Uset V. All life has equal value. There is no lesser or higher standard of conduct if we realize that our choices are guided by the one life. Call forth the angel god, Nun Sarat, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for the realization that our choices are guided by the infinite. Suratuk Nastu. Rasmusat Alesvi. The boundless resources of the one life are ours, and because our body is an illusion, our depletion of it is imagined. I call for the angel god, Esclabru, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for accessing the boundless resources of the one life. Nanak tu eset pavi. There is nothing to learn and everything to enjoy. Created life was created for the self-delight of the one life. I call forth the angel god, Hasfatu, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of having to learn. Kavanit, Pli has vi. Our wholeness is untaintable when we live from the perfection of beingness. The illusory life of form is then malleable to the one life. I call forth the angel god Aruplava to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for realizing that the illusory life of form is malleable to the one life. Akles vu haras. Experiences are neutral since there is neither good nor bad. This realization allows us to simply enjoy life spontaneously. I call forth the angel god Nenesa, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for realizing that experiences are neutral, neither good nor bad. Nak Perez, Elestravi. The vastness through this beauty from the endless ocean of beingness to form my body. Everywhere I go, I take my body with me. I call the angel god Utpret V to place your sigil within within our being, and the sacred wheel for embodying, for my being, for being the vastness in which my body lives. A bit like a tongue twister there. Nuktar Herekvi. The only way a relationship can truly be sublimated is through the knowing that we reside as one within the fullness of life. I call forth the angel god Avatra and I instruct you to put a sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that more than one being exists. Musarak Anas, let us move with loving attention and full surrender to the ever-changing nuances of the one life. I call forth the angel god Kalakva to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for moving fluidly with full awareness to the nuances of the one life. Bluebares, Arkstu. Living the one life is the greatest contribution we can make to the whole. I call forth the angel god Harpanus to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for living the one life as the greatest contribution to all. Nesara Krihater. Parenthood is an illusion because parent and child are one life, supporting the joy and love of all that is birthed and shared. I now ask that we embody the sacred wheel. Actually, excuse me, I have to go back. Just one sec. I'll reread it. Parenthood is an illusion because parent and child are one life, supporting the joy and love of all that is birthed and shared. I call forth the angel god Sisaletbra to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel, for we are one, supporting the joy and love of all that is birthed and shared. Ixarva Arus. In the timeless companionship of true beingness, we play on the stage of form. We know that there is nothing to improve. Perfection is complete. I call forth the angel god Hesetratvi to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that anything needs to be improved. Ru Uk Anas. Excuse me for a second. practices. Okay, I just had to make a bit of a change something there, but it's okay. We can continue. Nasarut, place it there. From the simplicity of the one life as the one voice we express through the complexity of form. I call forth the angel god Upret Pranit to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for expressing as one voice through the forms of life. Iksalvi Hurstava. We have no freedom of choice in that our choices are those of the one life. How we produce quality in those choices, that is our choice. I call forth the angel god Pihanas to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that we are not able to determine the quality of our day. Ekvar Arustu. There is no possibility of injuring another or of letting them down. We are the one and design experience from the one life. I call forth the angel god Esekle Havit to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that we can injure or let another down. Ma Perez Bursta. There is no need to justify the existence of our form. It is there for our delight, an embryo waiting to become great things. I call forth the angel god Rekpranus to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that we have to justify our existence by proving ourselves. Karik Arsenat. Luc Irinat Luverster. Nothing can be a mistake within the infinite, not even density. It provides an embryonic sac for the development of a creation of delight. I call forth the angel god, Litra Plahur, to place your sigil within our being, and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that the infinite can make a mistake even in creating illusion. Nixtarut Purihet. Life is completely safe because nothing hostile can exist within the infinite. Life in a rut demands force change because it has to match the spontaneity of eternal life. I call forth the angel god Horse Banuk, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving all illusions of ruts in our lives. Lasanek Elehes. Embracing truth as an eternal presence acknowledges that it cannot be a static concept, but rather an ever-changing flow. I call forth the angel god Erk Pahur to place the sacred sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that truth can be a static concept rather than a never-ending flow. Aveleshvi Wurster. The fear of annihilation has arisen as a result of the ending of cycles. However, the real part of all of us is without beginning or end. I call forth the angel god Lars Sanuk to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for completely dissolving the fear of annihilation. Aksaver Mikta. The only government that can possibly exist is the governing of the one life. All else is the unreal attempting to govern that which is also unreal. Call forth the angel god Gerinesh to place your sigil within our being, within our being, for dissolving I'm going to reread that because there's a lot of reading. Okay, the only government that can possibly exist is the governing of the one life. All else is the unreal attempting to govern that which is also unreal. I call forth the angel god, Gerinesh, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the notion that we can be governed by anything other than the one life. Halster Mustaret. Because of the false claim of the body to be real, we feel self-pity through comparison. I call forth the angel god Uruk-Plahur to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving self-pity in all life to receive equally. Kavanek Hevaret. We feel self-importance when we know something someone else does not, but all answers come from infinite life. We receive it exactly when we need it. Call forth the angel god Nenek 2 to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving all self-importance. Nerisu Avala. There can be no disagreements, just the elevating of self to a new level. There is only oneness. I call forth the angel god Karanes, and I instruct you to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for elevating self-perception beyond our current threshold. Ispar Ustu. The fear of being rejected because of others seeing us as different. This acknowledges the fact that within the one life there is no sameness, only oneness. I call forth the angel god Avalak to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that sameness can exist. Lassater Uvravi. Living within appropriateness and propriety is living within an illusion-based personal matrix created by others for the sake of control through conformity. I call forth the angel god, Peretretvi, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of conformity. Nunarak Hesekvi. There is no need for self-work or the elimination of illusions from ourselves. Illusions are merely a timing mechanism to guide us through the depths. I call forth the angel god, Ersklavit, and I instruct you to place your sacred sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of self-improvement. Alestaruk Usklatvi. The fear of being out of control creates the illusion that there is need to be grounded. We are out of control because our physical lives are guided by the infinite life. If we are meant to fly, we will. I call forth the angel god Arutra to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the need for self-control. The illusion of being incomplete creates the illusion of achievement. There is no achievement when there is no choice. I call forth the angel god Berenus, and I instruct you to place your sacred sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of being incomplete and of achievement, for dissolving the illusion of being incomplete and of achievement. Hak Kamenek Forspa Erik Ustavi. Uttarit halsta. There is a fear that the one life's vastness is boring, but it needs to be experienced with more than our illusory perception. I call forth the angel god Varsvana to place your sigil with our being and the sacred wheel for developing omnisensory perception to experience the one life. Nansklarut Peravi. The societal structure has been a surrogate parent. The fear of society falling apart is the feeling of being abandoned by a parent. Call forth the angel god Urukta to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for releasing dependency on the societal structure as a support system. Asura Tedfi. The desire for the comfort of structure is the remnant of relying on the false promises of mind. Call forth the angel god Hilsparut to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for releasing the desire for the comfort of structure. Glegvi Pararet. The fear of cataclysmic changes, the fear of cataclysmic earth changes stems from our either thinking we can manifest them or that we are powerless to prevent them. I call forth the angel god Lestarut to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for releasing the illusion that we are at the mercy of earth changes. Aksur Aras. The accessing of life as shallow is no better than accessing it deeply. All parts of the ocean are equally valid. I call forth the angel god Sluanit to place your sigil within our being in the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of the concept that the in-depth accessing of life has no more value than the shallow. Elstu Arara. Namsklur Uselbi. The illusion of the existence of wisdom implies that the undefinable can be defined and that there are static points in infinite unfolding. I call forth the angel god Petrevit to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that there are static points of wisdom within the one life's fluid unfolding. Parasut Gravar. The illusion of correct and incorrect implies that anything contrary to the real can exist. Call forth the angel god Usud Klater to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the seeing of correct and incorrect. Perseta Klavuvit Manu Ahereta. Akvarut Hilstra. What we perceive as obstacles, life turns into symbols of inclusion. I call forth the angel god Valsh Parinet to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for seeing the valuable perfection of obstacles. Avalak Kevaleshvi. Avalak Kevalesvi. Fear exists when we experience the vastness. We may disassociate from life. The life we detach from is not real life. We detach from the unreal without separation. I call forth the angel god Metik to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for detaching from the unreal world of form without separation. Nusak Lahir. The illusion of pain being inflicted by others or life misinterprets that it comes from our illusory belief systems, but they too are unreal. The ocean is always whole by nature. I call forth the angel god Herarut to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for seeing wholeness as an integral part of life. Sutareset, no, excuse me, Sutarest Vevarak. The sub-creations of our man-made world cannot exist. The real cannot be created by the unreal. I call forth the angel god Silva Thrut to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of the realness of man's sub-creations. Asalet Bilshpa. The mystical kingdoms are the reflections of the facets of man. As such, they do not exist and are as unreal as we are. I call forth the angel god Nusaret to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of the realness of the mystical kingdoms. Ikvar Urus. We nurture the illusions that we can teach and advise others, thinking that we know what is best for them. Their past is illusory and cannot help us determine the newness of their moment. I call forth the angel god, Ulshbarut, to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for realizing that the best way to interact with another is to acknowledge our oneness. Balut, Abarut. Impressions cannot be lasting within the one life where everything changes from moment to moment. This allows life to change with it rather than hold on to the old. I call forth the angel god Mikaret to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusions of lasting impressions. Akra Root Meshta. Creation shall always be a base solution. It cannot exist as a separate space, but rather as the unfolding nuances of the infinite. I call forth the angel god Aries to place your sacred sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for seeing ourselves as the unfolding nuances of the infinite. Salanus Mivek V. The illusion of rest and activity has given the impression that sleep and dreaming should exist. Within the one life, the dream cannot happen. Call forth the angel god Ukraret to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of sleep and dreaming within the one life. Abrabil Avalesvi. Abravil Avavelesvi. Imagination, daydreaming, and fantasy are the illusions that replaced nuances. One life expresses through alternating nuances. Call forth the angel god Sasaru to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of semi-dream states, imagination, daydreams, and fantasy. Nak tu uklabit. There can be no continuity in an ever unfolding existence. Every moment is new when seen from the one life. I call forth the angel god Isinatve to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of continuity. Elesur Anas. Nothing can cause overfocus or hypnotism, for there is no reference point within the vastness to focus upon and no mind to focus. I call forth the angel god Usparut. Place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion of the hypnotic effect of the unreal. Manahish Uklesvi. There is no ability for anything to get stuck or for repetition to occur. Life is only spontaneous innovation. I call forth the angel god Lasanik to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for dissolving the illusion that anything can become stuck. Istahit lit manur. Nothing can give or receive. There is no passivity or proactivity, or masculinity and femininity. Life is experienced equally by all. I call forth the angel god Kiferet, and I instruct you to place your sacred sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for experiencing life equally by all. Usut manek viresva. There are no questions, only unfolding revelations. I call upon the angel god Haverus to place your sigil within our being and the sacred wheel for opening to the unfolding revelations of my being. I end now this holy and sacred healing with praise, love, gratitude, trust, hope. Innocence, intimacy, reverence, and self-regard. So I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who participated in this holy and sacred gathering, and the Balvas is so powerful. So thank you.
So we're going to take a little break. And then after that, we're going to go on and we're going to do a little meditation on the integrated alchemy, the love, praise, and gratitude. So, time is it now? 8:18. Oh, okay. I think we're doing okay. Okay, so we'll take about 10 minutes, and then when we get back, we'll get into the little meditation. Thanks everybody, and thanks for your patience and everything. We really appreciate it. Okay, have a nice cup of tea.